Is coffee good or bad for your heart? The shocking truth from latest 2025 research? Hello and welcome to the US Health Guide. For millions of us, that first sip of coffee is more than just a drink. It's a ritual, a wake-up call, a moment of peace. But as you enjoy your daily brew, a question often lingers. Is this beloved beverage actually good or bad for your heart? For years, the headlines have swung back and forth, leaving many of us confused. Well, get ready, because groundbreaking new research, including studies published as recently as January 2025, is finally revealing some surprising truths. And what we've learned about when you drink your coffee might just change everything. You might think coffee's main effect comes from caffeine, but that's just scratching the surface. Coffee is an incredibly complex beverage, packed with over 100 bioactive compounds. We're talking powerful antioxidants like polyphenols, flavonoids, and especially chlorogenic acids. These aren't just fancy names. They're tiny warriors in your cup, actively fighting oxidative stress and inflammation throughout your body. Why does that matter for your heart? Because oxidative stress and inflammation are major culprits in the development of chronic diseases, including heart conditions. Even caffeine itself has been observed to have antioxidant properties, so your morning brew is doing a lot more than just waking you up. For years, coffee got a bad rap, often linked to jitters and heart palpitations, but modern science, with its more sophisticated methods, has largely debunked these fears. In fact, large-scale studies consistently link moderate coffee consumption to a reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, CVD mortality, and even overall mortality. The European Journal of Preventive Cardiology, for example, found that 2 to 3 cups daily is associated with a longer lifespan and lower CVD risk. The good news doesn't stop there. Moderate coffee intake is strongly linked to a reduced risk of type 2 diabetes. And since diabetes is a major risk factor for heart disease, this is a huge win. One study even showed a 4 to 6% lower risk per additional cup per day. Contrary to popular belief, caffeinated coffee may actually reduce the risk of heart failure. And for conditions like atrial fibrillation or AFib, the consensus is that moderate caffeine generally does not increase the risk. Some research even suggests a small reduction in arrhythmia risk and cognitive benefits for AFib patients. The American Heart Association's 2023 guidelines explicitly state that avoiding caffeine for AFib is often of no benefit. Regarding blood pressure, while caffeine can cause a temporary spike, especially if you're not a regular drinker, regular consumers typically develop a tolerance. For them, caffeine generally doesn't have a long-term effect on blood pressure or increase hypertension risk. Some studies even suggest coffee's chlorogenic acids might have blood pressure-lowering effects. So, the old myths about coffee dehydrating you, stunting growth, or dark roast having more caffeine, science says, busted. Now for the truly groundbreaking news. Recent studies published in the European Heart Journal in January 2025 have unveiled a critical new dimension: the time of day you drink your coffee. This massive research, involving over 40,000 adults, followed participants for nearly a decade, and the findings are astonishing. Individuals who primarily drank coffee in the morning showed a 16% lower risk of death from any cause and a remarkable 31% lower risk of dying from cardiovascular disease compared to non-coffee drinkers. But here's the kicker. The study found no reduction in risk for individuals who consumed coffee consistently throughout the entire day. This suggests that benefits aren't just from drinking coffee, but profoundly influenced by when you drink it. Moderate morning drinkers saw the most pronounced benefits, including a 48% decrease in heart-related deaths. So why this morning magic? Researchers hypothesize it's all about your body's natural circadian rhythms. Drinking coffee in the afternoon or evening may disrupt these internal biological clocks, interfering with hormones like melatonin, which is vital for sleep and linked to heart health. This disruption can lead to increased inflammation and elevated blood pressure. Conversely, morning coffee aligns better with your body's natural cycles, allowing its beneficial compounds to work more effectively. This is the first study to specifically investigate coffee timing patterns and health outcomes, and it could change future dietary guidance. While the news is overwhelmingly positive, it's crucial to be smart about your coffee habits. We're all different when it comes to caffeine sensitivity. Your genes determine how quickly your body metabolizes caffeine. Slow metabolizers might experience jitters, anxiety, increased heart rate, or sleep disturbances even from small amounts. It's important to listen to your body. The brewing method also matters significantly for cholesterol. Unfiltered coffee, like French press, boiled coffee, or even some workplace machine coffee, contains higher levels of natural oily compounds called diterpenes, specifically caffeistol and kawiol. These can elevate your LDL, bad cholesterol. However, a regular drip filter coffee maker with its paper filter almost completely removes these cholesterol-raising substances. So, choose wisely. Furthermore, unhealthy additions are where many people go wrong. All those delicious sugary syrups, whipped cream, and high-fat dairy can completely negate coffee's health benefits. The American Heart Association warns that these popular coffee-based drinks are often not considered beneficial for heart health. Stick to plain black coffee or use skimmed, low-fat milk. While moderate intake is good, too much can still be problematic. Over 400 milligrams of caffeine per day, more than 4 to 5 cups, can lead to insomnia, heartburn, or anxiety. One study even linked drinking more than 4 cups daily to an increased likelihood of stroke. Lastly, if you have pre-existing conditions like serious heart rhythm disorders, uncontrolled hypertension, or are pregnant/breastfeeding, always consult your healthcare professional for personalized advice. So how can you enjoy your coffee and maximize its heart-healthy potential? For most healthy adults, up to 400 milligrams of caffeine per day, that's about 4 cups of brewed coffee, is generally considered safe and beneficial. The American Heart Association suggests 3 to 5 8-ounce cups of plain black coffee can be a healthy part of your diet. Based on the latest research, prioritize your coffee consumption in the morning. Try to limit or avoid coffee in the afternoon and evening to prevent disrupting your natural circadian rhythms and sleep. To minimize cholesterol-raising compounds, opt for brewing methods that use paper filters, like drip coffee or pour over. Enjoy your coffee black. If you use milk, choose skimmed, 1% or semi-skimmed varieties. And seriously, be wary of excessive added sugars, flavored syrups, and whipped cream. They can turn a healthy drink into a sugary treat. Most importantly, listen to how coffee makes you feel. If you experience jitters, anxiety, or sleep issues, reduce your intake. And when in doubt, especially with pre-existing conditions, talk to your doctor. The science is clear. For most healthy adults, moderate coffee consumption, especially when timed correctly in the morning, is a powerful ally for your heart health and overall longevity. It's a significant shift from past beliefs, and it empowers you to make informed choices about your daily brew. So go ahead, enjoy that morning cup. Sip smart, live heart healthy.